This is what I live with. Baby! What? Come on! Okay, go.
Hi guys!
My name is Shayna.
And I am Graceman.
And we're the Georges.
Yes, we are.
So today we are going to talk about our engagement. Yay!
The 25th of December on 2017. I remember Shayna coming down in South India at Kochi International Airport at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Christmas morning.
Yep, that happened. And I remember the 4-hour drive that I drew with my cousin, and it was a long drive.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I wasn't freaking out most of the trip there, but when I got to the airport was really when it became real. And I was walking down, and I remember turning to my mom, and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is so weird. And I kept talking to her, and I was like, this is weird. This is so weird. So my friends at home had actually told my mom and dad to videotape our first interaction. And so literally I'm walking out, and my mom is videotaping, my dad is videotaping, and my uncle that came to pick us up from India is videotaping. Yeah. And literally everybody thought we were crazy.
Yeah, because I see the flashes of lights that's going on the phone, and we're taking pictures and videos, and I'm not like, what is happening here? And I see Shayna like literally walking down. And well, I grew up like watching a lot of movies, and in the movies you see the boy and the girl, they're running close to each other, and the love happening at the airport scene, whatever. But that didn't happen. You see over there?
Yeah, look at the video, and you'll see what we're talking about.
There you see Shayna's dad comes around like, ah.
Yeah, my dad was the first one to hug Graceman before I did. Like, my dad literally third wheeled it, cut in front of me, and just hugged Graceman first.
It was momentous. I still have that burn in my memory.
I love you, Dad, but it was definitely weird. Honestly, I was so scared up until then as to I was praying oh my gosh, please don't let this guy be weird. And I literally, as soon as I hugged you, I felt like we had known each other for years.
Do you think that I'm weird?
In a good way. You are a weirdo, but you're my weirdo. So anyways, we were at the airport for 30, 40 minutes. Right. And we just talked, we hung out. Here are some pictures of us, our first pictures together.
Shayna wanted me to have this because she wanted me to come to the airport at 4 o'clock on a Christmas day. She said that because she didn't. In India, you usually see the bride at an occasion that we're going to tell you more in detail. It's called Penna Khana. So, for people who don't know what Penna Khana is, it's literally a guy or the groom side of the family going and seeing the bride.
It literally translates to say going to see the girl. Penna means girl, and Khana means see.
To see.
So to see the girl.
Yeah. So that was decided on the 27th, but she wanted me to come before that, and she was like,
because I'm not trying to meet you for the first time in front of all your family. No, that's not happening. So I was like, please come to the airport. Like, it would mean so much to me. So he came to the airport, and it was awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
Anyways.
Yeah.
After that...
On the 27th, it was the day of Pendakana.
Yeah.
And the groom's side of the family, along with all the patriarchs of my family, so we were like a bunch of 4 or 5 different cars. We came up to Shayna's like father's home in Kerala, and all of our patriarchs in the family, they went in, and so I was like, there's no place for me to sit, so I just walked in the house and passed by all the people that's been sitting there, and I was like, where's Shayna?
You announced yourself. No. He announced himself first, so you're not so... There's a order of events at a Pendakana of, like, traditionally what you're supposed to do, and Grayson literally was just like, where's Shayna? And, like, my dad, horrified, was like, dude, calm down. Not yet. Go sit down.
Well, I did not know, guys. I'm not a traditional, like, Kerala guy. I was born in Bombay, you know? So I did not know what the rules or the order of things are.
Oh.
What was it like when you were in the room? Like, were you talking to somebody or texting or calling somebody?
I texted my bridesmaids and I was like, I'm currently in a room, in a bedroom, and I don't know what to do, and I'm told that I have to wait until Grayson gets here and then someone's gonna come knock on my door. Literally, that's what was told me. Because I was like, all right, I'll go. I heard them coming, and I actually attempted to go outside, and they were like, no, you can't go. Like, you can't go out there yet. And so I was told to go sit in a room. So I sat in a room by myself. And then all I hear is Grayson going, where's Shayna outside? And my dad telling him to calm down and go sit down.
So yeah, I remember, like, after sitting down, I was sitting next to her uncle, like the older uncle. And then Shayna's mom comes in, she brings in the tea, and everybody's like, we are ready to see the bride. Where is she?
Yeah.
So I remember seeing her wearing a blue, is it a churidar? Is it a churidar? Okay, so it's a blue churidar.
You remember.
And I remember she passing out candy.
Yeah, so my mom came knocking on the door, and she was like, all right, pass out these candies. And I was so confused as to why I'm passing out candy.
Yeah, and I was confused too. Like, people in South India, they're mostly diabetic. Why would they want candy?
Right? Like, seriously, I was so confused. So they pass out candy. So I'm sitting there with like a tray of candy, and I go around, and everyone's just looking at me, and I'm supposed to give it to them, and they're all just like, okay. And I'm just like, okay, hi. It was so awkward. And then I got to Grayson, was the last one on the line, and I got to Grayson, and we just made awkward face.
Awkward, guys. I remember that.
We didn't know if we could talk to each other, or if we could say anything or hug each other, so we just kind of like awkwardly said hi to each other. Yeah.
They were asking us questions
of like what I do, where I live, and all that stuff. And then thank God for my uncle. Because then he was like, I think the kids can go and talk by themselves. And I was like, thank you. Because we had never spent any alone time together until that point.
Yeah, no.
So I was like, thank you so much. So we spent some time together. We had lunch with the whole family. And we talked. And it was just a great time to get to know everyone and be together for the first time. And it was great. And so here are some of the pictures from our Pendakana.
So the next we meet was in the 29th of December. Our engagement. It's a little different from a traditional engagement that's happening these days. That these days they have it in an auditorium, in a hall. But what we did, we had it in our own house. And we put out the tents, and we brought in the caterers, and we spread out the table, and all the invited guests would come in, and we had a meal together, and the ceremony will start take place. How was the experience from you driving from your house to my house?
It was cool. We took pictures outside of our house. We took pictures outside of our house in my family's house, and then we got ready. Aren't they great pictures? I know. So it was cute. It was awesome. And then I got there. And when I got there, I was like really nervous. Like, his family actually came to like welcome me and open the door. And I literally was like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? Where's my dad? Like, you can see me looking for my dad and my mom. And finally, my mom and my dad came. And there's a picture of Dad, I think, hugging Papa hugging my dad. I think there's a picture like that. And then there's a picture of me holding my parents' hands. And I'm literally like this, like, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Because I was so nervous. And, like, none of my friends or my family, other than my parents, came with me to India. So I literally was, like, holding on for dear life to my parents. And I was like, don't leave me. Don't leave me. And so we go and sit down, and we said hi to Graceland, and he came out in his red tie that I gave him. So handsome. So what was it like for you the morning of?
So we had a great morning. We had prayer, we had breakfast, and we were ready to go. And everybody was excited to see the bride come in. You know, the gates were open, and people started coming in, and I was excited in my room, and like, yes, today's the day.
So Indian engagement is different than most engagements. It's not just a proposal. Indian engagement is really where the bride and the groom agree to get married on a certain date and make a vow that that's going to happen.
So both of us, we had to sign the letter of agreement, and it was signed by us and also by both the elders of our church, a local church from where we came from. So that was a very special document. And also after that, there is sharing of wedding invites sent by both sides of the family, but both the uncles they swap in the wedding invites.
I love that. I literally started crying during that. But the engagement was beautiful. I think, especially even having it in front of Grayson's house, which is normally not done anymore. And it was so intimate between our families and getting to know each other. I mean, we walked around and met everybody. And it was like the first time that we were like a couple.
Yeah, I remember that the time that I was trying to introduce to my intended wife to a lot of people, and they were like important people in our family who were with us, who were praying for us, and who were through this in our journey, you know. So I felt really important.
Aw, it was nice. It was so cute. I love it. So after our engagement, we had our first date. I know. After we got engaged is when we had our first date.
Our first date is January 1st, 2018. And I remember taking Shayna to a restaurant near her house.
What happened was, one of the things that you'll realize, let me tell you, is that I love Kerala fish fry. So in Kerala, it's like meen fry and curry meen, right? And so I love fish fry. And so I told Grayson, like, I really want fish fry. Do you mind if I get it? And he was like, no. And he was like, okay. I asked him, like, do you want some? He was like, no, I don't want some. I'm not really used to eating it. And so I was like, all right, cool. You don't want any. So I ordered it. All of our food came. The meen came. And the first thing this guy does. And I literally was like, excuse me.
Babe, I reached out to just taste it.
No,
it's a nibble.
No, Shannon doesn't share food.
It's a small nibble.
No. So I literally was like, you said you didn't want any, and now you want some of my fish fry. Oh my gosh, this was our first date, and I was so annoyed. I was like,
and then
seriously?
She learned how to share food.
Yes, I have since shared more food, but he knows not to mess with my meen fry. That was our first date, and we went on a paddy field, and we took a lot of pictures.
That's the first time we were walking on a paddy field.
Rice paddy field, which is like really close to our house. And so we took some really beautiful pictures on a selfie cam, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Cute.
It was the last time that we were going to see each other until our wedding, so the distance was going to be hard. We knew it was going to be hard. But we also realized that it was something that we needed. So we actually went through marital counseling and premarital counseling. And what we actually went through, the book that we went through during our premarital counseling was a book by Ravi Zacharias called I, Isaac, Take Thee, Rebecca.
I understood from the book that we had to come together, even though we are from two different cultures, but we have to come midway and meet each other halfway, and come together as one.
Yeah, it honestly, that book transformed our relationship, and we still go back to it now. And I think it's something that we do not take for granted, and love that we were able to start our marriage on a good foundation. So we highly recommend that book if you are someone who is a couple that is dating with intention, or a couple that is about to get married, or even a couple into their marriage. I really highly recommend reading this book together, not separately, but together, and talking through some of the things that come up in the book. We hope you enjoyed our engagement story. Our next video is going to be pretty exciting with our wedding and where we went on our honeymoon and some fun things we did with our family while they were in India.
So if you don't want to miss any content, or if you don't want to be like, oh, did I miss it? Did they even share this? If you don't want to miss anything, hit that like and a subscribe button, and you would get your content at your phone.
Yeah, so make sure you hit the bell icon to get notifications of when we post all of our videos, and then also make sure you subscribe to this video.
Yes.
Subscribe now. Do it now.
Now.
Stay tuned, and we'll see you later.